This film is about recently discovered plastic rain falling over Indonesia, an environmental warning so urgent that scientists around the world are calling it one of the most alarming signs of our time. Plastic rain is falling over Indonesia, not mist from the sea, but fragments of bottles, fibers, and chemicals drifting back from the sky. Scientists found over 120,000 microplastic particles a day falling on parts of Java and Sulawesi, as if the heavens are returning humanity's waste.
Well, the sun and the environment will actually break them down into smaller pieces. They don't
He was asked, how do microplastics form?
disappear. They just get too small for us to see.
We've obviously seen that they've gone from cities, which is where we expect them to be, to places like the Pyrenees. Does that mean that they could get to places as remote as Antarctica?
Yeah, unfortunately, this study was a bit short to show just how far they can go, but yes, we believe that there is nowhere left safe from microplastics.
The key point from this study is that these plastics are now atmospherically transported. So we don't know how far they can go, but we know that the air transports them, and that could potentially be anywhere.
The Creator says that corruption spreads on land and sea because of what humans commit. And the beloved messenger taught that the earth will speak about the deeds done upon it today. That warning echoes in every polluted raindrop. Why does this rain fall? Because plastic breaks into dust, rises with heat from oceans and burning waste, and clings to clouds that were meant to carry only mercy. When temperatures rise, storms intensify, and plastic concentrations in rainfall increase sharply.
There's no obvious source for the microplastics within 60 miles, said Alan.
It's in the air, it's in the water. But the problem is it takes, hundreds to thousands of years for these plastics to fully degrade. So, eventually they'll be broken down, but until then they're being physically shredded. And we're not really sure what the full impacts of this is going to be.
Microplastics rise from oceans and landfills, from tires, textiles, paints, and burning waste. Winds lift them, clouds hold them, and then they fall back on villages, forests, and cities. Indonesia becomes the world's alarm bell, showing what happens when a planet exceeds its limits. The destruction is silent but deep. These particles choke soil, poison rivers, and disrupt the tiny organisms that keep ecosystems alive. Coral reefs weaken, fish absorb toxins, and entire food chains begin to collapse.
I have another video from Seeker. Are you seasoning your food with microplastics?
We've all heard the term microplastics ad nauseum, and they're pretty much what they sound like. Plastic debris that has been weathered down into tiny fragments, usually 5 millimeters long or less. When we talk about it, we mostly focus on how this trash affects our ocean life. We regularly find plastic inside the bellies of birds and whales. And for our shellfish fans, a study has shown that European consumers can ingest up to 11,000 plastic particles a year from eating shellfish. Ever heard of a little thing called, salt? Yeah, salt. Sea salt to be exact. Those 0.3 millimeter salt grains have microscopic plastic particles in them. A recent study from Nature found microplastics inside the grains of 16 different salt brands taken from 8 different countries, which held plastic fibers and beads as small as 160 microns. The Earth is literally taking our trash with a grain of salt. And by the way, the study conveniently didn't list the brands, so don't even look for it, I already tried. The types of plastic inside these salty crystals are important too. The polymer particles found were mostly polypropylene and polyethylene, which are 2 types of durable plastics that are used in things like grocery bags, plastic bottle caps, bottles, lunch boxes, and more. And this isn't the first time we've tested for microplastics in our salt. Even earlier in 2017, researchers tested 21 different types of Spanish table salt, and all 21 of them were found to have polymer particles of polyethylene terephthalate, which is used to make plastic bottles.
This danger is not distant. Microplastic rain is now detected in India, UK, USA, Japan, on mountains, beaches, and urban skies. Humans unknowingly consume 5 grams of plastic a week, the weight of a credit card, inside food, water, and the very air.
This polymer, polyethylene terephthalate, the one that's used for plastic bottles, takes up to 400 years to naturally decompose. Plastic hasn't even been around that long yet. It was invented in 1907, but since the 1950s, plastic production has ramped up, and now we make over 300 million metric tons globally, and up to 12.7 million tons of plastic waste enters our oceans every year. It's barely been over a century, and we already have plastic in our salt, guys.
The effects inside the body are alarming. Inflammation in the lungs, toxins entering the bloodstream, disturbed hormones, weakened immunity, and risks that science is only beginning to understand. Even unborn children are touched by what they never chose.
Do speculate from past research is that the accumulation of microplastics can cause particle, chemical, and microbial hazards. Particle toxicity may occur if a critical mass of pieces are localized and cause an immune response from your body, which your body can't do much about anyway. Chemical toxicity could occur since the particles may excrete deadly pollutants they've picked up from the environment, and plus, what plastic is made out of in the first place isn't too good for you. But when it comes to the salt, we haven't ultimately found a dosage of microplastics that's harmful to us yet. The production of plastic is still on the rise, and it's expected to triple by 2050.
Science confirms what divine wisdom declared, that humans are guardians and every violation returns to the violator. The Creator crafted the earth in balance and commanded gratitude, responsibility, and care. The beloved messenger taught that removing harm is an act of faith. How then can a believer allow harm to spread across the sky itself? If humanity continues this path, the rain will carry more poison than water. If we change our habits, the clouds can return to purity again. On the day when all is revealed, the earth will testify, whether we honored the trust of creation or betrayed it through neglect. Plastic rain is not merely a scientific phenomenon. It is a reminder, a sign that everything we throw away eventually comes back to us. The choice remains: continue until the sky falls with warnings, or return to gratitude, moderation, and protection before the damage becomes irreversible.